Good evening. We are your presenters, Michael Pierre
and Anna Gordon,
with this evening's edition of EmoNews for August 25, 2026. As we take you through the stories making local, regional, and international headlines. Now, here are tonight's top stories.
From medical student to dean, Dr. Ray King's Dominican journey from Ross to Axum.
UWP raises fresh alarm over Rosa North electoral process.
Fashion Zouk 2026 to feature on Broken Threads by artist Harry Seeley.
Methodist community bids farewell to Reverend Charles.
Santa Rosa Festival celebrates First Peoples heritage in Trinidad and Tobago.
US preparing to revoke up to 200,000 business and tourist visas.
And Dominica's Ray Robinson appointed ECVA Regional Coaches Coordinator.
We'll be back with these stories and more.
Boy. Let me call Serena to find out if lights go by then.
Hey.
Yo, what's up?
Hi, good.
You good? Though I'm annoyed. Lights will go by you then.
Let's go. I wouldn't know. I on solar, you know.
What? You serious? When that happened there?
Yes, I got the alternative energy loan from NCCU.
Wow.
Yeah, you should look into that.
Yeah, I will. I'll check it out.
Yeah. All right, I gotta charge my phone.
Okay, do your thing. And look, my phone dying, you know. Share the phone die.
In local news, the Methodist congregation in Marigot bid an emotional farewell to Reverend J. Ronald Charles as he concludes his tenure of service with the church. Members of the congregation gathered to express their appreciation for Reverend Charles's ministry, leadership, and contribution to the spiritual life of the church and the wider Marigot community. The farewell service provided an opportunity for members to reflect on his time among them and to celebrate the relationships and memories built during his tenure. In words of appreciation, members highlighted Reverend Charles's dedication to the congregation and his commitment to serving others. The farewell was marked by expressions of gratitude, prayers, and well wishes as the congregation prepares to welcome a new chapter in its ministry. As Reverend Charles moves on to his next assignment, he reminded the congregation of Paul's word to the church. Fresh allegations of irregularities in the Rosa North by-elections are raising questions about the electoral process, with the United Workers' Party claiming that changes to voters' lists and polling arrangements could create confusion and potentially compromise the integrity of the vote. Speaking at an ERC virtual rally, leader of the party, Dr. Thompson Fontaine, described the election as unlike any other. He questioned the introduction of two new polling districts, N9 and N10, and what he describes as the use of three separate lists: the previous voters list, a confirmation list, and a supplementary list. According to Fontaine, the arrangement could result in some voters appearing at different polling stations on different lists. He cited the example of a voter he identified as Jason Bell, whom he claimed appears on the old list for one polling district and on the other confirmation list for another.
The confirmation list is a subset of the voters list, the old voters list, because for you to confirm, you must have been on that voters list of 2025. So there are approximately 1,800 individuals for the whole constituency. But if you just focus on the two areas that have been divided now, Gotter Village and Fonkole, as I said, at the base, that's where you get a largest amount of support. They have now been distributed. Okay, so you have a confirmation list. Let's just take a name, right? Jason Bell. Jason Bell is on the old voters list. He's now confirmed. So he shows up on two lists for election. Jason Bell from Gotter Village shows up that he has to vote at polling district number 5. Jason Bell on the confirmation list shows up that he has to vote at polling district number 9. So you, as an electoral office, you are putting a list out there where the same Jason Bell is given a choice of 2 polling stations. How is that possible? Unless there is an encouragement of fraud, because Jason Bell can say, okay, well, I'll vote in 5 as I'm used to, okay? Then I'll go to 9, because in 9, all they have is the confirmation list, and there is no computer system that says you voted elsewhere. So Jason Bell can vote in Station 5 and vote in Station 9. How could the Electoral Commission get that so wrong?
Fountain further alleged that his group identified individuals on the supplementary list who had previously voted elsewhere or who did not live in Rosenhof. In one case, he claimed an individual allegedly sought through a lawyer to have his name removed from the list, but the request was refused. The allegations come as political tensions intensify ahead of the Rosenhof by-election. The ERC representative is urging voters to remain vigilant while arguing that the outcome of the contest could have wider implications for Dominica. With the by-elections approaching, the controversy is placing renewed focus on the administration of the electoral process and whether voters will have clarity and confidence when they head to the polls. The Dominica Calypso Association held its annual general meeting on Saturday, August 22 at the Calypso House in Bath Estate. The meeting brought together Calypsonians and members of the association to review the 2026 Calypso season and discuss plans for the upcoming 2027 season. Following the AGM, PRO of the Dominica Calypso Association, Peter Later, provided an update on the outcome of the meeting and some of the plans moving forward.
On Saturday the 22nd was the Dominica Calypso Association's annual general meeting, which was a very significant day for the future of Calypso. So besides the Treasurer's report and the President's report, we had an election to elect 4 members to complete the 9-member executive. These 4 members are replacing Daddy Chess, Oracle, and the Tronada, who resigned, and the Liberator, whose term came to an end. In the race, we had Vigilante 8 votes, Hakesy 5 votes, Mika 23 votes, Danian 20 votes, Dangleben 25 votes, Intruder 5 votes, and Triumph 9 votes. So the 4 new members to join the executive are Dangleben, Mika, Triumph, and Danian. On Wednesday, the new executive will have its first meeting to decide who gets what position and to immediately start the work for the 2027 Calypso season, which looks bigger and better, promises to be a very exciting year. So Calypsonians, let's just get ready to rumble.
The Dominica Calypso Association is now looking ahead to the 2027 season as preparations continue for another year of competition and development of the Calypso art form in Dominica. Fashion Zouk 2026 is set to officially open on Thursday, August 27, with a cultural showcase highlighting Dominica's heritage, creativity, and fashion. The opening program, themed on broken threads, will be held at Earth Gold Beauty behind Garaway Hotel in Roseau, beginning at 8:45 a.m. Fashion Zouk will also feature the official unveiling of the Freedom Mural and the opening of the Fashion Zouk 2026 market. A highlight of the morning will be the presentation of the Unbroken Threads Art Expo and Fashion Display presented by artist Harry Seeley. Organizers say that the event will invite visitors to explore Fashion Zouk vendors, the Earth Gold brand, and the Art Expo as Fashion Zouk 2026 celebrates the cultural threads connecting Dominica's past, present, and future. Organizer of the Sirama Festival, Ali Surfingers Lawrence, has thanked patrons for supporting the major Calypso event held in New York. The festival featured several prominent Calypsonians, including King Daddy Chess, King Dice, King Hunter, King Rabbit, and Tasha P., backed by the Sirama All-Stars. Lawrence expressed appreciation to the performers, sponsors, and everyone who contributed to the event's success. He said organizers are already looking forward to an even bigger festival next year.
I just want to say thank you to everyone who showed up to Sirama Festival on Saturday. It was great. We had a blast. It was a success. We wish we could have had more Calypsonians on board, but because of the travel ban and the visa situation right now, it was a little bit challenging, but we still managed to get you one or two that you could enjoy yourself. Thank you to our sponsors. Thank you to all who showed up, the fans, all the love, all the blessings. EmoNews, Mr. Elix, just to name a few, Helena, Realty, and Jordan Ventures, all the sponsors. Thank you for coming out. See you next year, 2027.
A 5-member parliamentary delegation from Dominica is currently in China, participating in the 2026 Interregional Seminar on the Achievement of Sustainable Development Goals for Parliamentarians of Developing Countries. The delegation comprises Honorable Darren Pinard, Honorable Finella Wenham Shepherd, Honorable Anthony Charles, Honorable Jesma Paul Victor, and Senator Laurie Victor. The seminar brings together parliamentarians from developing countries to strengthen exchanges and mutual learnings while exploring ways to advance the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. Discussions are also focused on building international consensus, promoting common development, and contributing to reform and improvements in global governance. Discussions are also focused on building international consensus, promoting common development, and contributing to reform and improvements in global governance. And finally, in local news, for Dr. Ray King, returning to the classroom at the American-Canadian School of Medicine, ACSOM, in Dominica, is much more than a new professional appointment. It is a homecoming. King, who recently became Interim Dean and Chief Academic Officer at ACSOM, has spent the past 2 decades moving between the roles of student, educator, and surgeon. Today, he finds himself leading an institution where he once sat as a medical student.
Good morning. My name is Ray King. I started recently as the Interim Dean and Chief Academic Officer here at ACSOM. But I've been in this room for almost 20 years, both as a student but as also a faculty member. I've lived in Dominica for about 4.5 years and been coming back to Dominica frequently over the last 18 years. So for me, Dominica is a home.
King first came to Dominica approximately 20 years ago as faculty at Ross University. He then transitioned to a student and now returns at the helm of ACSOM as Interim Dean and Chief Academic Officer, helping to shape anatomy education and developing a clinically focused digital autonomy program. Despite building a career abroad, Dr. King says Dominica never stopped feeling like home, hence the reason he is back. His connection to the island has also shaped his approach to medical education. King recalls that his first clinical rotation was at the Princess Margaret Hospital, where he worked in surgery with Dr. Paul. He says that early experience helped influence his decision to pursue a career as a surgeon. Now, as Dean, he wants today's students to have opportunities to connect not only with the classroom, but also with Dominica and its people.
Love being here, love the opportunity to be able to contribute and to learn and see how we can integrate this school into the community and to learn about how we can help our students as well as our faculty in terms of their own professional development. My role here is to, one, first and foremost, listen and learn what the needs are, and then to assimilate and figure out how to successfully move forward, as mentioned with Dr. White and Carrie James, in terms of the so many new opportunities that are coming up that are really speaks true to the name of the school, American Canadian School of Medicine, where we are providing future doctors to both the United States and to Canada, and hopefully also to Dominica.
He is also helping to advance an integrated approach to medical education, where students are exposed to clinical thinking from the beginning rather than treating basic sciences and clinical medicine as completely separate stages of their training. For King, the appointment represents a remarkable full circle, from a student sitting in a classroom in Dominica to a surgeon and academic returning to lead the next generation of physicians. And perhaps most significantly, he is returning not simply as an administrator, but as someone who still considers Dominica home.
For me, this is an exciting opportunity. I obviously love being here, and very excited to start working with the faculty and students here.
Welcome home, Dr. King. Here's to more years of exceptional leadership and groundbreaking research. And that's all for local news. Stay tuned for regional and international news with Soana Gordon.
Tico, that's $800. Cash or card?
When cash is low, Tico is still ready.
Always card, Chalo. Would you like a copy of the receipt?
No, Chalo. NBD already sent me the alert and I'll see it on Mo Banking later. That is it. From card to farm. Power your business with the NBD Small Business Credit Card. Your partner, your bank.
Hi, loves.
Hi, loves.
Little Loves is turning 5.
That's right. We're celebrating 5 years of serving you. Your ultimate baby essentials store for babies, toddlers, young children, and mom and dad too. From Monday 24th August to the 31st, look out for some wonderful treats in store. Little Loves will be giving back to all our valued customers. Big discounts on all your favorite brands of baby products, clothing, back-to-school supplies, toys, and more. Also, look out for the launch of our customer loyalty program. Your favorite baby store is celebrating, and you are invited. Join us on 40 Independence Street in Roseau for 1 week of amazing shopping.
Happy birthday, Little Loves!
In tonight's regional news, Barbados and Venezuela are moving to strengthen bilateral cooperation following talks in Caracas between Barbados' leadership and Venezuelan President Delcy Rodriguez. The discussions focused on energy and food security, as well as new opportunities for Barbadian farmers, fishers, and businesses. Plans also include expanding tourism and trade, along with scholarships, language training, and exchanges in areas such as music, energy, and fisheries. The Barbados government says the cooperation must deliver tangible benefits, including new opportunities for young people and stronger support for Barbadian families. The Montserrat Football Association is stepping up preparations for the upcoming CONCACAF Nations League. The association recently met with senior men's national team players based in London to discuss the team's game plan, player development, and expectations. Coaches and administrators also address logistical matters and listen to players' concerns. The association says the meetings are aimed at improving communication and coordination ahead of the campaign. Further outreach is planned with players based outside London. The Santa Rosa Festival was celebrated on Sunday, August 23rd, with the Santa Rosa First Peoples community, showcasing the rich cultural heritage of Trinidad and Tobago's First Peoples. The annual event featured traditional foods, crafts, music, storytelling, and spiritual practices. The celebrations included a procession from the Santa Rosa Roman Catholic Church to the First Peoples community. The festival continues to preserve and promote the traditions and identity of Trinidad and Tobago's First Peoples. And that's all the regional news for this evening. We'll be right back with international news.
Blast Gaming presents its biggest job whatever. Blast Mystery Progressive. I'm so excited. I can't hide it. The new Blast Jackpot rising. And I like it. It going up and up and up and up and up. Blast up and up and up and up and up and up.
Play selected games to win in the Blast Mystery Progressive. Pick until you match 3 gems and win one of the 5 cash jackpots. Or you can blast up with the Mystery Progressive Jackpot.
It going up and up and up and up and up. Blast up and up and up. Blast Gaming.
On the international scene, the Trump administration is reportedly preparing to revoke the business and tourist visas of up to 200,000 foreign nationals who have applied for or are seeking asylum in the United States. The proposed move could become the largest mass visa revocation in U.S. history. Reports say the State Department is targeting B1 and B2 visas issued between 2016 and 2026 to people who later filed asylum claims. Officials say visa revocation would not automatically lead to deportation. Those with pending asylum cases could remain in the asylum process, but would lose their business or tourist visa status. The plan has not been finalized and is expected to face legal challenges. The development comes as the administration continues to tighten U.S. immigration and visa policies. And finally, in international news, on September 8th, Canada is set to enact tariffs ranging from 15% to 50% on over 700 American goods in an effort to match U.S. tariffs dollar for dollar, Canadian officials announced today. Notably, Canada is doubling its duties on U.S. steel and aluminum to 50%, in line with the 50% tariffs the U.S. had already imposed on Canadian steel and aluminum before the latest round of U.S. tariffs. Canadian officials framed the move as a means of protecting Canadian manufacturing. The duties the U.S. recently imposed on Canadian goods will have real consequences for Canadian workers, businesses, and communities across our nation, Canadian Finance Minister François-Philippe Champagne said in a press conference. Canada must respond, and today we are, in a proportionate, targeted, and strategic way. These types of retaliatory tariffs are just some of the arrows Canada has in its quiver in a growing trade war with the United States. Beyond the tariffs, Canada also has other tools at its disposal, including restrictions on key exports to the United States. And we'll be right back with the sports news.
When all seemed lost, Forest fell, courts went silent, but Dominica knows how to rise. From the earth, life returned, stronger, greener, resilient. Commerce returned, doors reopened. It's the courage of the people, the vast wonders of our island, the synergy, the resilience.
Each point, each opponent, one battle at a time. Every serve is a challenge. Every rally is a battle. Every point earned. An island that learned to rise, now play to win. This is the Nature Isle Open Tennis Tournament, where resilience meets rivalry.
And in news from the world of sports, Northeast Elite are the champions of the Sports Division Summer Junior Netball Festival, finishing the competition undefeated. The final round was held Friday at the Windsor Park Sports Stadium forecourt. Northern Stars took third place with a 27-2 win over East, while Northeast Elite defeated West Central 23-17 to claim the championships. Ronika Edwards led Northeast with 20 goals from 23 attempts, while Makaya Williams scored 16 from 22 for West Central. Northeast Elite finished first, followed by West Central, Northern Stars, and East. Kyra Bedminster of Northeast Elite was named MVP of the finals. And finally, in sports, Dominican volleyball coach Ray Robinson has been appointed Regional Coaches Coordinator of the Eastern Caribbean Volleyball Association, ECVA. Robinson will lead the efforts to train and develop coaches across ECVA member federations. His involvement in volleyball spans nearly 3 decades. He represented Dominica at the national level at the age of 17 in 1997 and transitioned to coaching in 2014. Robinson says that the appointment is an opportunity to strengthen the region's coaching fraternity and better equip coaches to support their players. ECVA President Glenn Quinlan says that the appointment reflects the association's commitment to growth and capacity building. The move marks another achievement for Dominican volleyball, with Robinson now taking a key role in developing the next generation of coaches across the Eastern Caribbean. And that's all for sports. Stay tuned for the weather report. This has been Emo Nightly News for August 25, 2026. We have been your presenters, Michael Pierre
and Anna Gordon. And tonight we say goodbye to Mr. Pierre, who has so graciously been volunteering his time and talent with our news desk. We wish him all the best as he returns to school for the new academic year. It was a pleasure having you, and thank you once again.
The pleasure was all mine, and thank you to EmoNews for the opportunity. To everyone, good night.